Hi everyone. In this video I'll be doing a voiceover of this video that I put together. It's all photos I took on our Halifax trip. We went there recently to celebrate someone's life. So the main purpose of going was for an adjacent funeral. They didn't want to call it that. It was just a family gathering to celebrate this person's life. And but while we were there, we also went around, saw some sights and stuff, and did the traditional things you do in when you go to Halifax. So like Peggy's Cove. We always go to Peggy's Cove when we go to Halifax. It's obvious. It's a thing. It's just a thing we have to go to. Not have to, but want to go to every time. So both my parents grew up there. I grew up in Winnipeg, but both my parents grew up in Halifax. So, they are, my dad's very good at being a tour guide because he grew up there. Anyway, my dad was being silly here and he went into the little, there was a play structure at the waterfront and my dad was being silly. So that's a picture of him and the little fish there. So anyway, so I'm just going to continue on. I do have music in the background, but I've muted it because I don't want to get copyrighted. So, all right. So, and this is at the waterfront. So, the people we were hanging out with are night owls. So, we spend a lot of the mornings and sometimes in the evenings at like waterfront and different lookout points and stuff. So anyway, this is me at the waterfront and everything, and this was in September. We had lost the relative the 16th, and then that weekend we went out, like the Saturday we went to Halifax for I think a week. But anyway, and there's my dad taking a photo in the background there. Again, waterfront. More pictures of the waterfront. And this was a really cool boat with all the lights, so I wanted to take some photos of it. And same boat. We just thought it was cool. All the lights on it. This was a massive boat that was passing by while we were having some drinks. Not at a bar, just at a restaurant. This was a lookout point, and there's my bonus mom in the background there. And oh my gosh, it was so beautiful. This was the day we ended up going to Peggy's Cove after this. So, there again, there's my bonus mom in the background. And just the water's so beautiful there. Oh my goodness. Growing up in Winnipeg, where we have like just beaches and our water's not always the clearest, like you can really appreciate the ocean water and being how clear it is. And it was very relaxing and stuff. Though it took us a while to find this place because we had found it last time on a whim that we went out there. So now we're at Peggy's Cove. And these are photos I took. And there was this guy with a big horn. And I didn't notice there was like little, I think cows, like little figurine cows at the end of that horn there. So these are just lookout points here. And there's me and my sister in the background. And there's the lighthouse. And my parents are, yeah, those are my parents that we traveled with. My dad and bonus mom. And that is the lighthouse. And they also had some security guard. They had one security guard there. Because if you've never been, as beautiful as Peggy's Cove is, it's also super dangerous and has taken multiple tourists from, like, the tides have taken multiple tourists. And, yeah, see, security guard here. Which was new. The last time we went, there was no security guard. There was just a bunch of signs. There's always been a bunch of signs, like, careful, because people are idiots. And they go too close to the water, or too close to the, darker rocks, which are wet, and then it's all fun and games, and then the tide takes them and doesn't return them, to put it lightly. And then this is my cousin and my grandma on that bench there, and so this is also another part of Peggy's Cove, as you can see. It was really nice there in September, so, and it was like middle to end of September that we were there, so it was really nice while we were there. And so, yeah, and this is another point at it, but this is more of a quieter place, because it's where there's like a memory of a flight that went down there. Now we are in the Airbus, which, let me pause for a sec here, because this is now my dad's photos. On our way home from Halifax, we had to wake up at like 1 a.m. after having probably about roughly a solid maximum 2-hour sleep. And so the first flight we got on, smooth sailing, easy peasy. It was an hour and 45 minutes because we had to stop in Montreal. And then our layover was supposed to be about 2 hours. And then the crew for the plane, their previous flight was delayed. So we had to wait for them to get on the plane. And then there was, I think, some navigation issues with the computer. And so we were on the plane for a solid 30 minutes to an hour before they decided, okay, well, we've tried troubleshooting this so many times, we're just going to transfer you to another flight. And so there was also the option, if you didn't check a bag, you could go to Toronto, then to Winnipeg. And we all checked bags, so we had to wait. And so at that point, it was about 10 a.m. and their time, Montreal time. And then we had to wait till about 3 o'clock their time to get on the plane. There was 2:30, we got on the plane. 3 o'clock, we took off. And so we were supposed to get home around noon, our time, Winnipeg time. And we got home around 4-ish, 4 or 5-ish. Like, it was a long, long day. We were all tired and moody and everything. It was not fun. So, yeah, we had to stay in the Montreal airport for, 7-ish hours probably? We all just wanted to get home. But yeah, we ended up on an Airbus, which was the first time a majority of my traveling group was on that Airbus. So I'll go back here. And we had never been on this big of a plane. Usually we go on planes that have one aisle down the middle and like 3 seats on each side. So this was the first time in this big of a plane. And we were like near the back of the plane a little more. So like we were in like seat numbers like 40 and so on. Like, so it was, yeah. Go back here. And then this was a photo I took of us on the plane. So that's me, my sister, her boyfriend. Then the blonde there is my bonus mom and my dad in the background there. So, yeah, we had 4 seats where me, my sister, and her boyfriend had 4 seats, but the seat beside me was free the entire time. So, yay. I didn't have to sit beside a stranger. Woohoo! Yay. I don't like sitting beside strangers. I'm sorry. But yay. Awesome. Anyway, and then we had TVs on the back of our seats, which hadn't been in a while. Like I hadn't seen TVs on the back of planes since the first time I remember traveling to Halifax, which was, I think, 2010. So like I traveled there before, but I didn't remember. Anyway, on with it we go. And yeah, this was a big plane. We had never been on this big of a plane. Now this is the pictures my dad took. So this was his pictures of Peggy's Cove together. So yeah, very, very beautiful. Great. It was like great weather day. Not too hot, not too cold. Like, I brought a sweater and I didn't find I needed it. Like, other people did, but other people needed their sweaters, but I didn't think I needed mine. It was actually pretty nice that day. So, this is my sister and her boyfriend. And this is my parents, my bonus mom, and my dad. And then this is another, like, lookout point. That's more in the city of Halifax. Like, Piggy's Cove is, like, out of the city. So, this is waterfront again. And that's that lookout point from before. That's my bonus mom. And the beautiful skyline was just beautiful there. So that is me and the family there. Anyway, the sky was beautiful. So, yeah. And another picture of Peggy's Cove. And that was a new thing that I think was getting developed there. And more pictures. This is me and my dad. That's my sister and her boyfriend again. Like, the rocks are not even. I didn't know my dad was taking a photo there. Right? And that's my sister and her boyfriend running up. If you can see them, it's like I Spy. And that was at Peggy's Cove. This is me and my cousin. I'm older than her, but she's always been taller than me. When we were younger, I think I was a little taller than her, but it's been a while. Or sorry, they, them. I keep mixing it up. I mix up my cousin's pronouns. I apologize. So yeah, that is the waterfront. And I think that's the lookout point. Like, it was just off the road there. This is the waterfront again. My sister and her boyfriend were running up those stairs. I didn't want to do that. And this is the light boat. And then this is at my grandparents' place. And this is back at Piggy's Cove. Okay, so I clearly didn't take note of the order here, or else I would have put all the Piggy's Cove ones in the same point. Again, running down the stairs there. This is my grandma and granddad, or nanny and granddad. So yeah, this is just a bunch of pictures of our Halifax trip. It's so beautiful. It really makes us jealous of the lack of things to do in Winnipeg. I apologize. I've lived here my whole life. There's not that many things to do here, but yeah. And I'm someone who struggles with actually looking at the camera when it's taking a photo, so thankfully when I had sunglasses, I didn't have to worry about that. But that was Nanny and Granddad's photo again. My granddad is who we were remembering. So, yeah. This is also the waterfront. That's the playground from the beginning. And my sister and her boyfriend being cheesy there. Then my parents again, taking selfies. And back to the waterfront. And that is it for the trip photos. So, I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to comment, like, subscribe, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Thank you for watching.